Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Tyler with House of Cards TCG, and today I have another live duel for you. This is the Virtual World Swordsoul deck versus Invoked, Dogmatika, Shaddoll, Hero. At least I think that's what it's being called. There's like 4 different names into this deck, but I am testing the Virtual World Swordsoul deck. You saw where I got to play against Shane at the Swordsoul Tenny last match and was able to take that down. So for this one, we are playing a different version. This time we're going to play against the Invoked and see how that goes. The current YCS winner, right? So Shane rolls a 7 there. So the YCS North American winner, Invoked Shaddoll against Swordsoul Tenny. And Shane's going to go first. Let's hop right into this match.
House of Cards
TCG.
Just a reminder to make sure to please like and subscribe to support the channel. We truly do appreciate it. It helps us to continue to make great content like this and to improve our quality. So we are going to see the Invoked Shaddoll player start with a terraforming. That is the 1-card combo for it. What it does is it searches the magical meltdown. And you can see I grab a droll from my side deck and try to droll him and it doesn't work. So we're going to go ahead and magical meltdown, search the Alistair. Then we get the normal summon of the Alistair, and that's going to search an invocation. That's pretty much full combo if all that resolves for a Dogmatika player, as they usually have a Fusion Destiny or a Nadir Servant to back up the Alistair play. They always have 2 of the 4 engines rolling in this deck, and it's kind of insane to watch it play, but we're going to see an Almirage, and then we're going to see him go ahead and activate Fleur-de-Lis to summon. He's going to link off the Almirage and the Fleur-de-Lis, which is unfortunate, but obviously he had no other ways to get into it. He's going to go for the Anaconda. And then he's probably going to activate Invocation, I would imagine. I see a Veiler in his hand with the Ecclesia. And is that I can't tell what his other card is. So he is going to go ahead and Invocation, banishing the Alistair and the Fleur-de-Lis. And that's going to go ahead and bring out the Macabre. And then he's going to get Invocation effect to put Alistair back into his hand and shuffle Invocation back into the deck. So he definitely is going to end on the Destiny Enforcer with a Macabre, so that's really good for him. I can't tell what that 4th card is. I think it's another Alistair. Oh, wait. Alistair, Ecclesia, Veiler, and an Ash Blossom. I see it now. So Shane's hand's looking really good here. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be tough. He's got 2 hand traps, a Macabre negate, as well as if it goes for the Enforcer here. So that is definitely going to be 4 interruptions, so I would have to open up completely cracked to break this board. So he is going to go ahead and Anaconda effect, pay the cost, which is 2,000 life points, and he is going to go ahead and send the Fusion Destiny along with the Celestial and the Dasher, and that is going to bring out your Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, or DPE as everyone likes to call it. So 4 interruptions for Shane. It's looking pretty good. We're going to go second. Again, we do have Qinglong, which is the interruption, as well as the droplet. Let's see what's in our hand. Let's see what we're able to do here. So I do expect that Shane is going to pass here. And, yeah, and still got that Alistair for follow-up, too, and Ecclesia. Kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. All right, let's see what the let's see what we go ahead and open up with here. So he passes the turn. And it looks like I'm going to think for a little bit. So it's a great time to remind you to please make sure to like and subscribe while I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to break his board. And as I'm thinking through my plays here, because I am testing this deck, I do thoroughly enjoy Virtual World Sorcerer. I think it's a great combination. So we're going to go ahead and open up with a city. You actually can Ash City if you didn't know that, because it does have an effect. So yeah, I'm just learning. I'm getting used to this deck. So I do bring out the Qinglong. I'm going to go ahead and activate Qinglong, I would imagine. Going to go ahead and target the Macabre. But this deck is actually really good. I think it has a lot of potential. It just needs the right pilot and it needs the right build. So I'm testing around with different ratios. Some ratios I have more Virtual World. Some I have less Sorcerer, more Swordsoul. I tried the Mud Dragon and Dragoon build. So I've definitely tried a lot of different builds with this. And I'm trying to get the right ratios because I thoroughly enjoy this. So I'm going to target Macabre. He's going to go ahead and chain the Enforcer, and popping my Qinglong here will make sure that the Macabre is still alive, because it is a continuous spell and it has to be on the field to resolve. So Qinglong Engrave is going to be effective for us, however, because now it's going to be a free search. So we got through one of his negates. He's still got the Ash, Valor, and Makaba. Obviously, I don't know about the Ash and Valor, but we're going to go ahead and Swordsoul Emergence here. That's definitely going to get met with an Ash. I would be surprised if Shane lets that go through, and he does. He does let that go through. Maybe he's thinking about saving the Ash as an interruption from Makaba, or maybe for something else. I'm not 100% sure, but... we grabbed the Tai, so we were obviously trying to bait out an interruption there because we would have grabbed Mo Yi. I imagine that we have Mo Yi in our hand, so the emergence, telegraphing that was definitely a bait. We're going to go ahead and special summon Ecclesia, activate effect of Ecclesia, and it's almost like he has to, yeah, he's got to Ash that. So now we're going to go ahead and drop the Desires on him. Banish 10. So now we've gone through Enforcer, we've gone through Ash, he's got a Valor and a Makaba left. So we're going to go ahead and Desires, draw 2. And yeah, it looks like we're doing a great job here of baiting out his interruptions. So still have not normaled either. And since we grabbed Tai, I like to imagine that we probably have a Mo Yi. I would like to think. Let's see what our next play is that we decide to go with. And we're going to go ahead and Long Yu 1. Pitch the Tao Tao, and that's actually insane because we can bring that back. That's an insane pitch. He's going to go ahead and Makaba negate that, and he's either going to pitch Ecclesia or he does pitch his Ecclesia, saving his Alistair. And let's see, we still got some cards in hand. We have not normal summoned yet either, and all he's got left is a Valor. Were we able to break through this 4 interruption board? Don't pass, though. Okay, let's see.
I'm going to activate Qinglong.
We're going to activate Qinglong because, yeah, we still haven't done Qinglong yet, right? So Qinglong is going to go ahead and search out the Lulu. And then we're going to discard another Swordsoul Emergence. And then we're going to go ahead and... let's see what we decide to do here. We do have Tao Tao that we could bring back. Depending on our hand. I can't tell from the angle of the camera what is in our hand. But... we're going to go with a normal summon of a Tai Yi. He does have a Valor, though, and that's going to be unfortunate for us. But we're going to go straight for the Tao, for the 2-2, Tao Tao, however you want to say it. And we're going to go ahead and discard the Lulu, I would like to think. Let's see. I think we have 2 cards in hand now. We discard the Roshi, actually. It looks like we discard, yeah. So we discard Roshi, bring out the Tao Tao. This is going to give us a Synchro 10, actually. And with the Desires, a Chao Feng could actually do a lot of work here. Now we're going to Lulu, target the Tao Tao.
2, 3 summons so far? I think so. I think I've only done 3 summons. Yep.
And I'm asking him about summons. And unfortunately, I thought for sure that he had Nib. I really did. I tried playing around Nib here. I could have went for game, I think, except that he has a Valor. So... even if I went for the Chao Feng, not Chao Feng, but the Cheng Ying, I could have gained the attack of all the banished monsters, which would have been quite a lot there. 10, 11, 12, 13, but he has the Valor to match that. So we are going to bring out the Lulu. It looks like we sent the Chuchi, or we're thinking on the send here. So... I think what the correct play here would be, we have a, I see the question is, what do we do? Because we can make a Baron and have Lulu, but we should, unless we banish it off Desires, we could send the Zhang Wu, but we have no cards in hand either, so with Zhang Wu, it doesn't really do us much anyway.
My turn was ended at like 4 minutes. That's going to stop you. I did 13. Alright, fine.
So it looks like we are going to go, and since we targeted a monster, we can't add a monster. So we go ahead and send a Qinglong probably and add the Chuchi to hand. Now we take the Tai. We're going to banish the Emergence.
No. I'm just going to go right here, okay?
And we do not do that because of Nib. We actually decide not to do that. And we go straight for a Baron. And we probably should have activated Tai, banished, brought out a token. It wouldn't have got us very far though, so... we are going to go ahead and Baron effect to pop the Makaba. He's going to activate the Valor on the Baron, and that's going to take away our negate just for this turn. So,
I will set 1.
Unfortunately, because of Nib.
And pass to you, sir. Did I GG this turn? I don't think you did GG. I don't think so. Pass me. Damn, dude, I could win for game. So
We
dumb.
just pass. Oh, because we know that he has Alistair in hand, so we don't want to attack Baron into Makaba because we do know about that the Alistair's in hand. We probably should have to force the Alistair, especially because we know that Makaba can negate. So it might have been a small misplay on my end on that. Just looking at it, we probably definitely attack Baron into Makaba, and if he uses the Alistair, at least that stops that engine, and he's on top deck, leaving himself with just a Makaba. And we still have a Chuchi with. I think Chuchi is definitely live here, so. You know, it's definitely interesting. DPE does come back, and that is unfortunate. So let's see what he decides to do here. He's going to go ahead and activate DPE. And we're going to chain Baron to negate DPE. He's going to chain Makaba to negate Baron.
So you'll have to pop one on the field. Let's go ahead and Chuchi.
Now we're going to go ahead and chain Chuchi to that.
One card in hand, huh? Yep. Makaba.
And we're going to pop Makaba with Chuchi. So we get rid of the Makaba. That forces him to get rid of his Anaconda. And we're going to shuffle 2 back off Chuchi. And then Baron will be negated and banished here by Makaba. Baron should have been negated and banished by Makaba, but he's going to go ahead and pop it. Probably a misplay there, for sure. So Baron should be negated, and either Lulu or Chuchi should be. But then he's got the Celestial. Celestial, the draw 2 on Celestials is absolutely insane. And then he's going to go for the Alistair normal summon. And this is going to be all for nothing here, as he goes Alistair into Invocation. And that's pretty much going to seal the deal for him here on game 1. Because at that point, you can't compete with the DPE when you're on top deck and you've used your Chuchi. And he's just kind of going to bring out either another Makaba, or he's going to bring out a Purgatrio, or...
Can't believe I should just win for it.
Yeah, so Invocation, banish Alistair. He's going to go ahead and banish the Veiler, probably. Or he's going to go with a Fusion, so he's going to banish the Makaba. That is going to go ahead and bring out a Guades. And then that's going to go ahead and Guades, pop the Lulu. And then he is going to go ahead and Invocation, add back Alistair. And go into another Invocation. That Invocation is going to banish Alistair. And he's going to go ahead and banish...
45 plus.
He's thinking here. He's trying to get to game. He's going to go ahead and bring out another Makaba. And then he is going to go ahead and banish the Ecclesia to do that. And that is going to be 5,000, 7,000 with Nadir Servant, and that is game. I top deck Emergence, which is really good. But interesting gameplay there on my end. I think I could have optimized that gameplay definitely a lot better. I chose not to, so definitely got to work on my skills on that for sure, because I think game 1 could have gone a lot differently. But that is game 1, going to Invoked Dogmatika Shaddoll Hero. So let's see if game 2, me going first, I can set up a board that's going to actually play a little bit better, and see what we can set up against Shane's deck here. And yeah, let's see what happens. So preparing for game 2, let's see. I'm obviously going to go first here, and we are going to go ahead and start off with a
I'm worried about my hand, right? I'm like,
thing here. So just make sure to like and subscribe, please. We just truly do appreciate it. So we're going to see Emergence, one of the best openings we can have here, because we're probably going to grab a Moyi. I see a Nib Veiler. Nib Veiler is the combo for certain. So that is really good for Shane, not going to lie. Then we're going to go ahead and activate Desires. Desires banish 10. I did not see what we grabbed off of the Emergence. I would imagine it was a Moyi, though, unless we had it in hand, which then we would grab a Long U1. I see an Ecclesia in Shane's hand, as well as... can't tell about the other cards, but we're going to go ahead and Desires for 2. And then we're going to normal summon the Moyi, reveal the Emergence. He's going to activate Failure on the Moyi, and that will put a stop to the Moyi. I think here I do make a misplay again. So we're going to go ahead and activate City. City, then bring out the Chuchi. I set a bunch of back row, and I actually messed up here. So when I was setting some back row, I set the Swordsoul Emergence that I revealed off Moyi. And I should not have done that because, 1, I revealed it off Moyi, and 2, now I don't have a Worm or a Swordsoul card in my hand to reveal to activate Moyi's effect. So we do see Shane with the Invocation, but that was definitely a misplay on my end. However, it wasn't the end of the world because, again, Shane did have the Nib Veiler. He used the Shotgun the Veiler, which actually proved to be pretty good for him. And in turn, I was only able to get the normal summon of the Moyi. So he's going to go ahead and activate Nadir's Servant. I'm going to meet that with the Imperial Order. And then he's going to go ahead and normal summon out the Ecclesia. Ecclesia is going to go ahead and search out the Fleur-de-Lis. And then I'm going to go ahead and droll him at the resolution of that, which doesn't make a difference based on his hand. Pretty sure.
Don't ask the question you don't want to know the answer to.
Let's see. Yeah, so he's got Nib. I can't tell what the fourth card, Nib, Fleur-de-Lis, Invocation. And so we're going to see him set. And right here, when he passes, had I not set the Swordsoul Emergence as a bluff, I would have a Swordsoul card I could activate Moyi's effect. And so I truly messed up by setting that Swordsoul Emergence. And it does nothing for me with the IO anyway, so I just don't know why I did it. It was a terrible play here. So we're just going to go into battle. We're going to hit into his Ecclesia. And then we're going to have to pass, unfortunately, on that. Top deck, we're going to see Shane hit a Lancia, which is good. Lancia will do good against Virtual World, that's for sure. I'm going to take 700 for the Imperial Order. And take another 700, of course. Because I didn't take it on the last standby. He passes turn. I hit him. Battle phase, I'm going to attack him directly with the Moyi. Still don't have a Swordsoul or Worm in my hand again, because that set was that bad. Looks like that Shane opens up with a Maximus and a Mystic Mine, though. Mystic Mine could be pretty good. Let's see if he goes ahead and activates it. He's going to pass. Oh, he can't because of Imperial Order. So never mind. Imperial Order is saving me this game for sure. So we're going to go ahead and bring out the Ecclesia. Ecclesia, a really good card because now I can Synchro 8 actually if I choose not to use the Ecclesia effect. Let's see what I decide to do here. So we're going to go ahead and just use the Ecclesia and the Moyi, go straight into a Grandmaster. Then we're going to get Grandmaster 1, Moyi 2, and that's going to allow us to draw and search another Swordsoul. So let's see what we search out here. I would imagine a long U1. Yeah, we're usually going to grab a long U1 off that. And then, so we're definitely taking advantage here in game 2. IO's kind of holding it down for us. It definitely is preventing that Invocation that's set, as well as preventing the Mystic Mine that's in his hand. So Imperial Order for the win for this game, that's for sure. So now we're going to go ahead and hit into him, go battle phase, and swing in. Again, if we had that Swordsoul Emergence in our hand, we could activate long U1 and pitch. It's very unfortunate, not going to lie. Essentially, though, I mean, it's not the end of the world. So he is going to go ahead and activate Knight. So it's not the end of the world. We still have pretty good advantage here. But we could have finished off Shane a lot sooner had we not. But it's all a learning lesson. And that's what the goal of his videos are, to help you learn as well. You know, learn off of our misplays and what we do. And also rewatching our games enables us to become better duelists. So he is going to go ahead and summon out the Fleur-de-Lis.
I will.
And Shane is struggling because he can't get to his extra deck, which is stopping him from bringing out the Maximus. And that could completely change the game if he's able to get out Maximus, that's for sure. So we're getting down. We're 3,100 life points to Shane's 33. Fleur-de-Lis providing that body, that's for sure. Let's see what we top deck here. Maybe some Virtual World Engine would be real nice. Or a Worm to pitch off for long U1. That could bring out the Cheng Ying and really finish this game here. So let's see what we open. And we are going to go ahead and GG target Chuchi, which is interesting because that does not mean that we'll have another Worm to pitch for long U1 unless we did have one. Let's see. So, because we could pitch King Long and search it. So King Long effect. I think I was baiting an Ash there maybe. I'm not 100% sure. So surprised he didn't drop the Lancia on me, knowing that King Long was sent to the grave. That is definitely interesting. So we're gonna search Lulu. Lulu's gonna go ahead and target Chuchi, and that's probably gonna go ahead and send another. I would imagine it's gonna send another name, another Qinglong. We're gonna summon Lulu. Lulu's gonna allow us to search for a monster. We're probably gonna grab a Roshi here. We grab a so we're gonna grab a Lili, and the reason why for that is probably to pitch for long U1 because this is summon 2. So now we can Long U1. Yep, that's right. Long U1 pitch.
Okay.
The token will be summon 4, and then that allows us to go into a Baron on summon 5. So that was a pretty good play there, and we're able to get into our. It enables us to get into our virtual world engine as well. So probably go Baron here, summon number 5. Yep, that provides the negate for the nib. He could have an imperm set though, so. With only 3,300 life points, we are looking at game here. Let's see what we decide to do. We're gonna probably the best bet would have been to go for Coral Dragon with those. So I think I should have went for Coral Dragon, activated Coral Dragon effect to pop one of the back row. Obviously, we know that the back row in the back that's been set for a while is nothing because it hasn't been played. Instead, I went for a Charge Warrior. I think it's incorrect. I should have went for a Coral Dragon for sure because if it was, I could have forced the nib. Either way, if he had nib imperm though, I could Coral Dragon. He could chain nib, chain imperm on my Baron negate on nib. So it is unfortunate, but he is going to drop nib. We're going to think here. We're going to chain Baron on the nib. He's going to chain imperm targeting my Baron. Now here, I could actually use the chain or the Grandmaster targeting Stardust, banish a second worm out of my graveyard, which could be a virtual world card, then chain Chuchi to pop Baron, and Baron will still be able to negate the nib. And that is the play that I decided to go here. Try to go real big brain on this. So we are going to go ahead and activate Grandmaster, targeting Stardust. Yes. And we're going to go ahead. It doesn't matter because you're still going to Chuchi pop. So we're going to go ahead and banish the GG. Now we're going to chain Chuchi. Chuchi is going to go ahead and pop Baron. And then that is going to go ahead and negate the nib on resolution because Imperm lost its target. So, broken there. I thought that was pretty big brain for me. I thought that was a real good, just thinking and trying to play the game and try to outsmart the opponent there. So, that's a way that you could do that. We're going to go ahead and normal summon GG. And, yeah, he's looking to make sure that I didn't.
You had a normal disc. You didn't have more monsters than me. That was. I didn't have more monsters. Oh, okay. Sure?
So we're saying that I did normal summon the Ecclesia, which I did. I definitely normal summoned the Ecclesia this turn, so this has just been a long turn. But yeah, the interaction though, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was definitely something I had to think about for a second and wanted to pull off. So trying to still get my OTK here. We're going to go ahead and Grandmaster swing into Fleur de Lis. He takes 3. And then we're going to go ahead and swing with Stardust, putting him on a clock. He's at 1,000 life points. He's got to make a play here. We've been able to push through his hand, and he's just going to say scoop here. So we are going to go ahead and take Game 2, Virtual World Swordsoul, going 1-1 with Invoked, Shaddoll, Dogmatika Hero. And we are going to move into a Game 3. So let's go ahead and hop right in. So Game 3, again, please make sure to like and subscribe. We truly appreciate all the support of everyone. This month has been incredible. And here we go. Shane's going to go ahead and open up with the 1-card combo, which is Magical Meltdown. And I do not believe that I opened up with any hand trap here. So we're going to see the Alistair come down. And then Alistair's going to go ahead and search out an Invocation. He's going to go ahead and grab that, link off, go for the Almirage. And then Almirage is going to link off and go for the Secure Gardener. Because we do see an Ecclesia. I think we see it. There can only be one. So we'll see the Almirage come down, and then Almirage go into the Secure Gardener. And from here, we're going to see the Invocation drop, and that's going to go ahead and banish the Alistair in the Secure Gardener. Bring out the Makaba, or Mekaba, based on your preference here. So we are going to see the Invocation affecting Grave activate to shuffle it back in the deck and add Alistair back to hand. And then I would imagine the Ecclesia is probably going to come down next, looking at his hand. I see 2 there, could be only 1. Actually, he's got Fusion Destiny, so it is a decision on what he decides to do. I would imagine he's going to, he will activate the Ecclesia. Interesting. So he's going to go for the window lock here with the Maximus. Pretty much telegraphing that I have no hand traps. That's pretty obvious by his meltdown into Alistair. So this is pretty safe for him. So he's going to go ahead and Ecclesia, search out the Maximus, and then he's going to go ahead and special summon the Maximus by banishing the Almirage. That combo will never get old. It's just absolutely insane that you're able to do that. Then he's going to go ahead and activate the Maximus effect. And we're going to see him pitch an App Cologne and an Ash Dragon. Yep, and then I'm going to go ahead and probably send the... Let's see what I decide to send.
Standard app cologne.
I think I do. I sent the Red Eyes Dragoon and the Mud Dragon. I did end up cutting this from my build as I decided that I just did not like it because by the time it comes up, you've pretty much won. So I did cut this, so I go ahead and send it here. Then he's going to go ahead and grab Schism. And then on end phase, we're going to see Ash Dragon. I would imagine grab the Fleur-de-Lis. And he will go ahead and discard it. There can only be one. It only makes sense because he has another copy in his hand. So we got a Floodgate and there can only be one. A Floodgate and a Winda. We're going to have a Fleur-de-Lis for an for a negate from hand with a Macabre. I know game 1 we were able to break some boards and really work through this. In game 2 we did pretty good, but I don't know about this one, guys. I'm just being honest with you. This might be a tall task to overcome here. It's the Floodgate that really just puts it over the edge because it really does lock you out when you see that there can only be one. So we are going to draw. Let's see what we end up doing here. We're going to go ahead and special summon the Pank. Now, I think I could have played this a little bit better because what I end up doing is I go straight into battle phase. And I know that he has an Alistair in hand. But I go battle phase, try to beat into the Macabre. And not thinking here that he decides to actually use the Alistair effect in hand to boost his Macabre by 1,000, and I unfortunately can't respond to that. So I should have forced the Macabre negate by activating Pank, and that would have got rid of that. Or I could have Pank, and if he doesn't respond, I could have popped the Schism. Like, there's a lot I could have done here. I would have to target Schism, so he probably is going to activate it at that point. I could have also just left Pank up on there. Like, I didn't have to do anything with Pank. So I definitely misplayed. I think I could have played a lot better. Ultimately, though, with the 2 Floodgates and everything else, he is going to go ahead and damage step, activate Alistair. And then I am going to go ahead and take the damage here because I can't respond. When he drops Alistair to increase the attack, it's in damage step. And you can only respond in damage step with attack modification cards. And Pank cannot respond in damage step. So even though we go back and forth about it, the Alistair does resolve, and I can't respond with the chained activation of Pank. Again, I probably should have just left him on the field, and he would have always been there as an interruption on my side. So I could have played that a lot better. I thoroughly felt like I misplayed that. I take 900 there because Macabre gains the attack boost, and then we're gonna see me try to go for my plays here. Let's see. We go ahead and activate E-Telly. And then he's going to go ahead and I would imagine he's going to flip over the Schism. And then we're going to see the Schism come out. And that's going to bring out a Winda. And this is going to be my only special summon at this point. So he banishes the Ash Dragon and the App Cologne. Goes for the Winda. I'm going to go ahead and resolve the Emergency Teleport or E-Telly. And E-Telly is probably going to bring out Nian. Or it could bring out Lulu. One of the two. Bring out Nian. And I'm going to have to pass here because I can't summon anymore. And I don't think I have anything to respond to the Winda. So that's unfortunate for us. We are going to activate Emergence just to go ahead and get a search out of the deck. Maybe look for one of our Cosmics or something like that to be able to help us push through this. So we go ahead and grab the Long Yuan. And even Long Yuan you can't activate, right? So I could normal summon set. I haven't done that yet, but it's really no point here, especially in main phase 2. I can't even go into battle phase because I already used that. So I do set a card to protect me. But, I mean, looking at this board, you guys can already read it's just going to be the Invoked player's card here, right? So they are going to go ahead and unfortunately take game 3 because he's got another Meltdown, searches him another Alistair. That's going to search him another invocation. So that is going to be game. Shaddoll, Invoked, Dogmatika, Heroes. Takes it down in game 3, 2-1. And we hate to see it as we've been practicing with the Swordsoul Virtual World deck. It's still a really good deck, and I'm going to continue to work on it. But hope you guys enjoyed this content. This has been fun to commentate over, and I hope you really enjoyed the live duels that we put on. We do put a lot of work into them and try to make them as aggressive as possible. And even though we do sometimes misplay, we appreciate the comments where you guys call those out so we can become better. And sometimes we don't realize a lot of the things that we do in here. So we do appreciate you guys. I will, though, however, let this kind of run out so you can see it. But there's not really much to see. I mean, Invoked Dogmatika just putting out this massive board. Like, what are you supposed to do with this? It's kind of insane. I'm not going to lie to you. and Shade's he's still gonna combo her off, right? So he activates Maximus, sends the Intis and Omega. Let me know if down below if he misplayed, so I can call him out on it. And Intis is gonna go ahead and pop my back row. I think he decides to pop my back row just to be safe. It was Chuchi is what my back row was. Yeah, so basically my 2 cards against this entire build. Since when did Invoked Dogmatika become this good where they could build an entire field like this, right? Winda, since it can't attack directly off Schism, is going to hit into my Nian. And then he decides to Makaba hit into my set just to be safe. And then he's just basically going to swing for 5,500. And I'm on top deck city. Against 2 floodgates.
My hand's great.
I just said my hand is great because it's all Swordsoul. It's got some virtual world, but we weren't able to do anything, guys. So again, we do appreciate everybody for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. And this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG signing out.
There wasn't much I could do there. It was a good game.